Oh, that's awful. Anyway, hey everyone, welcome back to Nova. No, now I'm saying it in the wrong. Welcome back to the Nova Project. I'm your host as ever, Purple Midnight 8. If you couldn't guess, I'm just back from recording another thing, so I'm out of back. But yeah, I'm back sooner than you probably thought with another book because I'm working and it was like 5 hours all. So I'm getting through books. A motherfucker. Yes, I swear, if this is your first time here for some reason. Anyway, so this is The Enemy, the first of about 8, I think, of the series of the same name by Charlie Higson. I read this when I was fairly young, but not young. Probably early years of high school. What would that be? 12, 13-ish. About, let's say 10 years ago, for the sake of making it more convenient. Yeah, so this is basically a world where all of the adults, aka I think it's above the age of 14 or 16 if you're outside the UK. Basically everyone is turned into a zombie-like state. More akin to the likes of 28 Days Later, where it's a virus or a disease, basically just makes everyone into zombies, but they're still humans. They're not the undead, which they very much clarify. But yeah, so this tells the story of multiple groups of children that are surviving in London, I believe. I think so, yeah, because they go to Buckingham Palace, which is also kids. Yeah, so it tells the story of the original group from Whitechapel that joins with the mob to basically go to Buckingham, which is meant to be this big, like, fortress, which kind of is, basically isn't. It's by a guy who wants to be king. So, yeah. It mainly follows that group and their perilous trek across London. I do not know. Great, didn't pick that little bit up. I don't know how far of a distance from Holloway. This is getting on my nerves. This is awful. Fucking mic keeps just cutting out. So yeah, from Holloway to Buckingham Palace, and basically all the danger that they face along the way. Oh, and I didn't even pick. Fucking hell! I might as well just stop. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly try and just get on with this. So it splits between the main group, one of the boys who gets taken, who ends up escaping from the grown-ups that took him by basically setting someone's beard on fire and then just running for his fucking life. As well as one of the kids that stays behind on his like very quick turning to like depression and just losing it before he's just it's the easiest way. Let's just say it as it is. Before he's eaten and his head's put. Because these are still the face of my wife right now, so just to remind you that these are, so they're not zombies, they have some intelligence, because one of them, who is nicknamed Saint George, big fat bald bloke in a vest with the cross on it. Don't see much of that in modern day Britain, anyway. Yeah, he's like the leader, and he's smarter than all the other grown-ups. I think there's a few more that are like that in the book series, but he's like the alpha, if you wish. Yeah. So, it's weird having a book that's like led by kids and teenagers, and the sheer amount of violence. The amount of violence and vulgarity. Lots of very English ways of speaking is probably all that I can say for how they speak. especially if you don't understand like Cockney slang, because this is London, and one of the kids is just exactly that. There is a lot of questions that is left that will probably get answered in the other books that I will get around to eventually. Such as, how did this all happen? I think they definitely said that the world is gone. I think that's mentioned pretty early on. And also, it's another of them where it's like, clearly someone would have come, or at least tried. But not every adult is infected, because there's the couple of cannibals in the subway station. But they basically, one of them goes up to the surface in chase of the one that's the one that gets taken away and escapes from the big guy. His plot is basically get captured, escape over and over again. But that's part of his character, is that he's small. He's small Sam the Giant Slayer. The guy goes up to the surface. He's an adult. He's a grown-up. Gets exposed to the sunlight and literally melts. It goes into graphic detail of his eyeballs bursting while he's still alive, all his fingers swelling up, and then apparently he literally just disintegrates. It is grim. The face of my wife. But yeah, this book is not your wholesome teenage drama with some romance in there, because much, if any, because we need to actually make a plot. But yeah, it's weirdly brutal. The only issue I have is that it feels a bit too fast-paced. Like, most of the book is 50%, like 25% is in Waitrose, 25% is at Buckingham Palace. The middle 50% is just the fight there to get there, and the amount of just people dying, as well as like the mix of Sam and the guy who's just losing his mind on his Pikey. No, that's not his name. I think that's also a derogatory thing to say. Forgive me. Yeah, and there's a little bit at the end from the inside of St. George, where he's semi-conscious, if you wish. There's like a bit of his thoughts in his POV, and how he's basically rallying up his massive like army of groups to just go wreck them kids, to say the least. But yeah, another thing is, I read one of these books in like a single day on my holiday when I was young. But this one, I don't think was it. I think it might have been The Dead or The Fear. It was one of them. It could have been any of them. I haven't finished the entire series. But we'll see. I definitely will finish it this time, because content. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. Just go in knowing that this isn't something for the faint of heart. I'm getting slightly angry now. Like my wife, who had no idea about that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely recommend. It's not too long, because the font is a lot bigger. It's about 300 odd pages, but because the 60% of that actual sort of number, maybe 70, just because of the bigger writing means less words on a page. But yeah, it's grim. It's surprisingly dark. I probably shouldn't have been given that at that young of an age, but fuck it. It's probably influenced the kind of stuff I watch and read. So yeah, this has probably gone on long enough. I'm sick of repeating myself, so thank you ever so much for watching. I've been your host as ever, Purple Midnight 8, and I will see you next time.